Hello everyone. Welcome back to Naruto Fix. Today we have another interesting what if Naruto story, which is what if Naruto discovered a secret Uzumaki ability that bound the hearts of those he protected. Part 1. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Now, without wasting any time, let's begin. The night was silent. Too silent. The forest surrounding Konohagakure barely moved as a cool breeze drifted through the trees. Far from the village, a lonely red-haired woman stood before an ancient stone shrine hidden beneath massive roots. Her breathing was heavy, blood stained her clothes, yet her eyes never left the small bundle sleeping peacefully in her arms. The bundle was a newborn, Naruto Uzumaki. The woman wasn't Kushina Uzumaki. She was one of the last surviving elders of the destroyed Uzumaki clan. Her name had long been forgotten by history. But before the fall of the Hidden Eddy village, she had been one of the guardians entrusted with protecting the clan's greatest secret. She looked at the baby, then smiled sadly. So, the prophecy chose you. Years earlier, when the Uzumaki clan still flourished, their elders discovered a mysterious chakra phenomenon. It wasn't a jutsu. It wasn't a keke genkai. It couldn't be copied. It couldn't be stolen. It awakened only under impossible conditions. They called it, the heart binding. Unlike ordinary chakra, this ability never controlled minds, never forced loyalty, never manipulated emotions. Instead, whenever an Uzumaki willingly risked everything to protect another person, a tiny thread of golden chakra connected their hearts. Invisible, harmless, beautiful. The thread didn't create love. It strengthened feelings that already existed. Trust became stronger. Friendship became deeper. Hope became unbreakable. The more people Naruto genuinely protected, the brighter those invisible threads would become. The elders believed, if someone ever awakened the complete heart binding, they wouldn't unite villages through fear. They would unite them through trust. And that terrified their enemies. Back in the present, the old woman knelt before the shrine. She placed her hand on the sleeping baby's forehead. A tiny seal appeared. Unlike the Nine-Tails seal, this one was almost invisible. A single spiral, glowing gold for only a second, then disappearing. She whispered softly, "When your heart becomes strong enough, you'll find our final gift." Quote. Moments later, she vanished into the darkness. No one would ever know she had existed. Years passed. Naruto grew exactly as history remembered. Lonely, ignored, feared because of the Nine-Tails sealed inside him. Children avoided him. Adults whispered whenever he walked by. Shopkeepers closed their doors. Yet, despite everything, Naruto never stopped smiling, never stopped helping people, never stopped believing that one day, someone would accept him. Age 12. Graduation day. Naruto finally became a genin. He celebrated louder than anyone else. But when the celebration ended, he quietly walked home. The empty apartment greeted him. No family, no warm meal, no one waiting. Naruto smiled anyway. "I'll make it." He always did. The next morning, Team 7 officially met for the first time. Kakashi Hatake looked over the three young shinobi. Sasuke Uchiha stood silently. Sakura Haruno looked impatient. Naruto grinned. "This is gonna be awesome." Kakashi smiled beneath his mask. "We'll see." Several days later, the bell test began. Naruto rushed first, exactly as history remembered. Only this time, something was different. When Kakashi knocked Sakura unconscious with a genjutsu, Naruto didn't think. He reacted. He ran straight toward her. Not because of a crush, because she was his teammate. Kakashi appeared before him. "You'll lose the bells." Naruto clenched his fists. "I don't care. My teammates come first." For just an instant, something warm spread through Naruto's chest. A faint, golden glow. So faint that no one noticed. Not even Naruto. Deep beneath the ground, far below Konoha, an ancient Uzumaki seal suddenly lit up. "One ring, out of 9. A voice echoed through the abandoned chamber. First bond confirmed. Then silence returned. "Naruto, unaware of everything, continued fighting. Together, Team 7 passed the bell test. Not because Naruto became stronger, but because he finally understood teamwork. That night, while Naruto slept, he dreamed. He stood inside endless darkness. Golden threads floated through the air. Thousands of them, each connected to an unfamiliar silhouette. A gentle voice echoed around him. Power born from hatred destroys. Power born from love protects. Naruto looked around. Who's there? No answer. Only one thread drifted toward him. When he touched it, a warm memory flashed before his eyes. Iruka smiling after giving him his forehead protector. The thread glowed brighter. Naruto woke up immediately. Weird dream. He rubbed his eyes, then ignored it. Days later, the team accepted the mission to escort Tazuna to the land of waves. History began unfolding exactly the same. Until the demon brothers attacked. Their poisoned chains rushed toward Kakashi. Without hesitation, Naruto jumped between them. He wasn't thinking about glory. He wasn't thinking about becoming Hokage. He only thought one thing. Protect them. The chains slashed across his shoulder. Blood fell onto the ground. At that exact moment, golden chakra erupted for less than a heartbeat. Invisible to ordinary eyes, tiny threads spread outward. One connected to Sakura, one to Sasuke, one to Kakashi, one to Tazuna, then disappeared. Sakura gasped. Did you feel that? Sasuke frowned. Feel what? She placed a hand over her chest. For a second, it felt warm. Kakashi quietly looked toward Naruto. His Sharingan had caught something. Just a flash. Golden chakra. Unlike anything he had ever seen. But before he could investigate, the light vanished. Naruto scratched the back of his head. Guess I got lucky. Kakashi narrowed his visible eye. No, he thought. That wasn't luck. Far away, hidden beneath the ruins of the Uzumaki homeland. The ancient seal awakened again. A second ring ignited. The mysterious voice returned. Second bond confirmed. Heart-binding synchronization. 2%. Stone walls trembled. Ancient scrolls slowly unsealed themselves after decades of silence. Somewhere within the darkness, a forgotten legacy had begun to awaken. And Naruto Uzumaki didn't even know it existed. The road to the land of waves remained quiet. At least, on the surface. But inside Kakashi's mind, something refused to leave. That flash of golden chakra. It hadn't felt like the Nine Tails. It wasn't ordinary chakra either. It was warm, gentle, almost alive. Naruto walked at the front of the group, smiling as always, talking about ramen, pointing excitedly at birds flying above the trees. To everyone else, he looked exactly the same. But deep inside, something had begun to change. Every now and then, he felt a strange warmth in his chest. Not painful, comforting, almost like someone was quietly standing beside him. Naruto. Kakashi suddenly called. Naruto turned around. How's your shoulder? Naruto laughed. It's already healing. Kakashi nodded, but his Sharingan remained focused on Naruto. Searching, watching, waiting. Yet, nothing appeared. Hours later, the group finally reached the bridge under construction. Workers greeted Tazuna happily. Then suddenly, a little girl ran toward Naruto. It was Tazuna's grandson's friend, carrying a basket that was far too heavy for her. She tripped. The basket flew into the air. Before anyone reacted, Naruto disappeared. He caught the basket, then gently caught the little girl before she hit the ground. You okay? The girl nodded. Thank you. Naruto smiled. No problem. For a split second, another golden thread appeared. It connected Naruto to the frightened child. Then vanished. This time, only Kakashi noticed. His visible eye widened. There it is again. That evening. Everyone gathered inside Tazuna's house. Dinner was simple. Rice, fish, soup. Naruto laughed louder than everyone else, making the children smile, helping Tsunami clean the dishes after the meal. Nobody asked him, He simply did it. Tsunami smiled. You're a very kind boy. Naruto rubbed the back of his head. I just like helping. Again, the warmth returned. Tiny. Almost impossible to notice. Yet somewhere deep underground. Another ancient seal glowed. Third bond confirmed. Heart-binding synchronization. 5%. Ancient symbols spread across forgotten walls. Dust fell from ceilings untouched for decades. One enormous stone door shifted slightly. Not enough to open, but enough to awaken. The next morning, bridge construction resumed. Naruto volunteered immediately. All help. For hours, he carried heavy wooden beams, hammered supports, moved supplies, even though he wasn't required to. The workers couldn't stop smiling. One elderly carpenter whispered, "That kid reminds me of the first Hokage." Another nodded, "He works harder than anyone." Naruto simply laughed, "Let's finish this bridge together." Suddenly, the air changed. Cold, heavy, killing intent spread across the bridge. Everyone froze. Mist rolled across the water. A familiar voice echoed through the fog. "Well, I see you've survived." A massive sword slammed onto the bridge. Standing atop it was Zabuza Momochi. Beside him stood the masked shinobi. Haku. Naruto instinctively stepped in front of Tazuna. Without hesitation, without fear, only one thought filled his mind. Protect everyone. The golden warmth inside his chest exploded. Not violently, beautifully. Invisible golden threads spread in every direction. One wrapped around Kakashi, one around Sakura, one around Sasuke, one around Tazuna, even the bridge workers. Haku suddenly looked toward Naruto. His eyes widened. What? For the briefest moment. He had seen them. Golden threads. Soft, gentle, connecting Naruto to everyone behind him. Zabuza frowned. Haku didn't answer. He couldn't. Because the chakra surrounding Naruto felt unlike anything he had ever sensed. Not hatred, not killing intent, not power. It felt like hope. The battle began. Kakashi charged Zabuza. Steel clashed against steel. Water dragons roared across the river. Meanwhile, Haku moved toward the others. His Senbon flashed through the air. Naruto immediately stepped forward. No, he pushed Sakura aside. The Senbon struck Naruto's arm instead. Blood dripped onto the bridge. Again, golden chakra bloomed. This time, it lingered longer. The threads became brighter. Sakura placed a hand over her chest. That feeling again. Sasuke frowned. I feel it too. Neither of them understood why. But suddenly, their fear faded. Their breathing steadied. Their determination grew stronger. It wasn't mind control. It wasn't a genjutsu. It was simply easier to believe in each other. Hidden beneath the ruins of Uzushiogakure. The ancient chamber shook violently. A fourth ring ignited. Then, a fifth. The mysterious voice echoed once more. Fourth bond confirmed. Fifth bond confirmed. Heart-binding synchronization. 12%. First memory archive. Unlocking. An enormous stone tablet slowly rose from the floor. Ancient Uzumaki writings illuminated the darkness. Words untouched for generations finally became visible. The heart binding awakens only through selfless protection. It cannot be mastered by ambition. Only by sacrifice. Back on the bridge, Naruto clenched his bleeding arm. He looked toward Haku. For some reason, he didn't feel hatred. He felt sadness. Haku noticed. Why are you looking at me like that? Naruto answered honestly. Because I think you're protecting someone important too. Haku froze. No one had ever understood him that quickly. Behind the mask. His eyes trembled. For just 1 second, the golden threads reached toward Haku. They didn't connect. Not yet. But they stopped only inches away. Waiting. As if the ancient Uzumaki power itself believed. That one day, even this lonely shinobi might become someone Naruto would choose to protect. And somewhere in the shadows, a hidden observer watched everything. A crimson Sharingan slowly spun. The cloaked figure smiled. So, The heart binding has truly awakened. It seems the legends were real after all. The figure disappeared into the mist, leaving behind only one whispered sentence. The world is about to remember why the Uzumaki clan was once feared more than any Kekkei Genkei. The battlefield fell silent for only a moment. The mist drifted across the unfinished bridge. Broken planks creaked beneath everyone's feet. Naruto couldn't take his eyes off Haku. There was something familiar about him. Not his face, not his voice, his loneliness. Naruto recognized it immediately, because he had lived with it for years. Haku tightened his grip on his Senbon. You should focus on surviving. Naruto smiled faintly. I am. Haku frowned. You don't understand. Naruto looked directly at him. No, I think I do. The words struck Haku harder than any jutsu. Elsewhere on the bridge, Kakashi and Zabuza continued their fierce battle. Water exploded into the air. Steel clashed again and again. Neither shinobi was willing to give an inch. Meanwhile, Sasuke moved beside Naruto. You keep getting distracted. Quote. Naruto laughed softly. Sorry. Sasuke glanced toward Haku. That masked ninja is dangerous. Naruto nodded. I know. But, he hesitated. I don't think he's a bad person. Sasuke stared at him. You're judging that in the middle of a battle. Quote. Naruto smiled. My guardians taught me something. What? Sometimes. The saddest people wear the strongest masks. Sasuke didn't reply, but those words stayed with him. Haku suddenly disappeared. The next instant, needles flew toward Tazuna. Naruto reacted without thinking. A shadow clone shoved Tazuna aside. Another intercepted the Senbon. The original Naruto jumped directly into the remaining attack. Several needles pierced his shoulder. Blood splashed across the wooden bridge. Again, the warmth returned. But this time, Naruto felt it clearly. Not outside. Inside. His heartbeat slowed. The pain became distant. Golden chakra flowed through his chakra network like a gentle river. Invisible threads spread farther than before. One reached Kakashi. One reached Sasuke. One reached Sakura. One reached Tazuna. One reached every frightened worker standing behind them. For just an instant, everyone felt something. Not power. Not chakra pressure. Hope. Deep beneath the ruins of Uzushiogakure. Another seal ignited. Sixth bond confirmed. Heart-binding synchronization. 18%. The ancient chamber trembled. Massive chains engraved into the walls glowed crimson. An old crystal embedded in the center of the room slowly lit up. Inside it, the image of an elderly Uzumaki elder appeared. His voice echoed through the empty chamber. The heart binding does not command hearts. It reminds them of what already exists. A frightened ally remembers courage. A doubtful friend remembers trust. Quote. An enemy remembers their humanity. The recording faded. The chamber fell silent once more. Back on the bridge, Naruto suddenly grabbed his chest. Quote. What was that? He could almost feel everyone's emotions. Sakura's concern, Sasuke's determination, Kakashi's focus, even Tazuna's fear. The sensations lasted only a heartbeat before disappearing. Naruto blinked. Quote. Weird. Haku noticed everything. His breathing became uneven. I've never seen chakra like yours. Naruto looked at him. I haven't either. Haku tilted his head. You don't know what that power is. Naruto honestly shook his head. No. For the first time, Haku believed him. The battle resumed. This time, Haku formed a series of hand seals. Ice gathered around the bridge. Crystal mirrors slowly surrounded Naruto and Sasuke. The famous demonic ice mirrors. Sasuke immediately entered a fighting stance. We're trapped. Naruto looked around calmly. So that's his technique. Haku's reflection appeared inside every mirror at once. You cannot escape. Needles rained from every direction. Naruto created shadow clones. Dozens. Hundreds. They protected Sasuke while trying to locate the real Haku. One by one, the clones disappeared, yet every time one vanished, Naruto's only thought was, protect Sasuke. Not because Sasuke was stronger. Not because he was his rival. Because he was his teammate. Golden threads became brighter, still invisible, still gentle, still growing. Sasuke noticed something strange. Normally, he would have panicked. But somehow, standing beside Naruto, his fear kept fading. He couldn't explain it. He simply felt certain that they would survive. Inside the mirrors, Haku frowned. Why? Why doesn't he give up? Quote, no matter how many clones disappeared. Naruto smiled. No matter how many wounds appeared. Naruto kept moving. No hatred, no anger, only determination. Haku whispered to himself. Quote, he's protecting everyone. Quote, for a brief moment, Haku remembered his own childhood. The warmth of his mother's embrace. The pain of losing everything. The day Zabuza saved him. His heart trembled. Suddenly, a single golden thread extended toward Haku again. Closer this time, only inches away. Haku instinctively reached toward it. But before his fingers could touch it, the battle interrupted him. The thread faded once more. Far away, inside Konoha, Iruka suddenly stopped while grading papers. He placed a hand over his chest. Quote, Naruto. He didn't know why, but he smiled. It feels like you're doing all right. Back on the bridge, Naruto looked toward Haku, then quietly said, you don't enjoy fighting. Quote, Haku froze. You fight because you're protecting someone. Silence. Naruto smiled sadly. I understand. Haku's hands trembled. No one, not even Zabuza, had ever understood him so easily. For the first time in years. The mask hiding Haku's emotions began to crack. And somewhere, hidden beyond the battlefield, an unseen observer watched the golden threads with fascination. So the legends were true. The heart binding doesn't create allies. Quote, it awakens the bonds people buried deep within themselves. The observer smiled. If Naruto Uzumaki continues walking this path, he won't merely become the strongest shinobi. He'll become the one person capable of uniting a world that has spent generations tearing itself apart. Quote, the mist thickened. The battle was far from over. But destiny had already begun weaving threads that no blade could ever cut. The frozen mirrors shimmered beneath the gray sky. Every reflection showed Haku. Every reflection held Senbon. Every reflection watched Naruto and Sasuke without emotion. The air itself felt cold enough to freeze a heartbeat. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. We can't keep defending forever. Quote, Naruto nodded. I know. Another volley of Senbon shot from every direction. Clones immediately surrounded Sasuke. Several disappeared in clouds of smoke. Others blocked the attack with kunai. The real Naruto stepped forward again. Not backward. Forward. Always forward. Inside the mirrors, Haku frowned. Why? Why does he always protect the others first? Naruto didn't answer. Because even he didn't know. It simply felt natural. Another rain of Senbon flew toward Sasuke. This time, Naruto didn't think. He jumped. The needles pierced his back and shoulder. Pain exploded through his body. Sasuke's eyes widened. You idiot. Naruto forced a grin. I'm okay. You don't look okay. Naruto laughed weakly. I've looked worse. At that exact moment, the warmth inside his chest returned. But this time, it didn't stay inside. Golden light flowed through Naruto's chakra network like liquid sunlight. Invisible threads spread farther than ever before. One connected to Sasuke, another to Kakashi, another to Sakura, another to Tazuna, the workers behind them. Even the frightened little boy hiding inside Tazuna's house miles away seemed to echo faintly within Naruto's heart. He could feel them, not their thoughts, their emotions, fear, hope, determination, love. Naruto gasped. Quote, What? The sensation vanished as quickly as it appeared. Deep beneath the ruined Uzumaki homeland. Ancient mechanisms awakened. Stone pillars that had remained motionless for decades slowly rose from the ground. Dust fell from the ceiling. An enormous crimson seal rotated across the floor. Ancient script glowed with brilliant golden light. Seventh bond confirmed. Heart binding synchronization. 25%. A second crystal activated. Inside appeared another recorded memory. This time, a woman with long crimson hair stood before countless Uzumaki children. She smiled gently. Our clan was feared, not because our chakra was endless, not because our seals were unmatched. She placed a hand over her heart. We were feared because wherever one Uzumaki stood. Quote. People stopped hating each other. The children looked confused. The woman continued. The heart binding cannot force forgiveness. It cannot erase pain, but it reminds hearts that they are not alone. Quote. The recording faded. Back on the bridge, Naruto's breathing became heavier. His wounds continued to bleed. Sasuke looked at him. Stop protecting me. Naruto blinked. What? Sasuke clenched his fists. If you keep taking every attack, you'll die. Naruto smiled. That's what teammates do. Sasuke stared silently. No, he whispered. That's what family does. The word surprised even Sasuke himself. Naruto's smile widened. Maybe Team 7 is becoming one. For a brief second, something inside Sasuke's lonely heart softened. The golden thread between them became brighter. Still invisible, still untouchable, yet stronger than before. Outside the mirrors, Sakura watched helplessly. Damn it, she punched the icy surface. It didn't even crack. She looked toward Kakashi. Kakashi-sensei. I know. Kakashi's Sharingan remained fixed on Naruto. Again, that golden chakra. Every time Naruto willingly protected someone, it appeared. Not before, not after, only during genuine self-sacrifice. Kakashi narrowed his eye. This power, it's responding to his heart. Quote. Meanwhile, Zabuza continued fighting Kakashi, but something distracted him. Haku. His movements had slowed. His attacks had become less precise. Zabuza frowned. Haku. No response. Haku. The masked shinobi finally answered. Quote. Yes. What are you doing? Haku looked toward Naruto again. Quote. Thinking. Zabuza's expression darkened. Thinking gets people killed. Inside the mirrors, Naruto slowly stood. Blood dripped onto the frozen ground. He smiled at Haku. I have a question. Haku remained silent. Were you lonely? The question froze the battlefield. Even Sasuke looked at Naruto in disbelief. Are you seriously trying to talk to him? Naruto ignored him. Haku answered quietly. Quote. Yes. Naruto nodded. I thought so. Haku blinked. How? Naruto smiled sadly. Because I used to look exactly like you. Silence. Haku's memories flooded back. Snow. Blood. His parents. The hatred in their eyes. The loneliness afterward. Naruto continued. When you're alone for a long time, you stop believing anyone will ever understand you. Haku's hands trembled. But Naruto smiled warmly. Quote. Someone eventually does. Far away, inside Tezuna's house, Inari suddenly stood from his chair. His mother looked surprised. Inari. The little boy placed a hand over his chest. Quote. Why? His heartbeat had become strangely calm. The fear that had controlled him for so long felt smaller. Not gone. Just smaller. He didn't know why. Back on the bridge, the golden chakra pulsed once more. This time, Naruto saw it, only for an instant. Tiny golden threads floated around him. He blinked. They disappeared. Quote. Did I imagine that? Haku froze. You saw them. Naruto looked confused. Saw what? Quote. Haku's breathing quickened. So, only the awakened can. Naruto frowned. Awakened. Before Haku could answer, Zabuza roared. Enough. The massive executioner's blade crashed against Kakashi's kunai. Water exploded across the bridge. The sound broke everyone's concentration. The battle intensified. Haku accelerated. His movements became almost impossible to follow. Needles struck Naruto again, and again, and again. Yet every single time, Naruto protected Sasuke, without hesitation, without regret. Finally, Sasuke grabbed Naruto's shoulder. Stop. Naruto looked at him. If you keep doing this, I'll never become stronger. Quote. Naruto smiled. You will. Sasuke shook his head. No. If you keep carrying everyone, you'll collapse. Naruto laughed quietly. Maybe. But until then, I'll keep protecting you. Sasuke looked away, unable to answer. For perhaps the first time since losing his family, someone had chosen to protect him, without asking for anything in return. The golden thread brightened again. Deep beneath Uzumaki. The ancient chamber trembled violently. Eighth bond confirmed. Synchronization. 33%. Another seal shattered. An enormous library hidden behind stone walls slowly revealed itself. Thousands of scrolls. Countless sealing formulas. Forgotten histories. And at the center, a single scroll rested upon a crimson pedestal. Unlike the others, it remained sealed. Across its surface were engraved only 5 words. For the child of bonds. Elsewhere, hidden inside a dark cave, an elderly man wearing a cloak decorated with faded spirals slowly opened his eyes. His hair was completely white, his face covered in scars. He had lived in hiding for decades. One of the last true Uzumaki elders. He looked toward the distant horizon. The seal has begun awakening. He slowly stood. So, the heir has finally appeared. Quote. Beside him rested an old wooden staff. He picked it up, smiling faintly. It seems, my long wait is over. Back on the bridge, Naruto suddenly stumbled. The warmth inside him surged again. This time, he heard a voice, very faint, almost like a whisper carried by the wind. Do not fear the bond. Become worthy of it. Naruto looked around. Who's there? Nothing. Only snow, mist, and battle. Sasuke frowned. What are you talking about? Naruto shook his head. Quote. Nothing. Yet deep inside, he knew. He hadn't imagined it. Something, or someone, was calling to him. Haku appeared directly before Naruto. Closer than ever before. For the first time, he slowly removed part of his mask. Only enough for one eye to be seen. A gentle eye, filled not with hatred, but sadness. He whispered so quietly that only Naruto could hear. If we meet again, I'll tell you about those golden threads. Naruto's eyes widened. You know what they are. Haku nodded once. Quote. Yes. Then he disappeared back into the mirrors. Naruto stared silently. His heart told him one thing. This wasn't the last time their paths would cross. Above the battlefield, dark clouds rolled across the sky. Thunder echoed in the distance. The bridge shook beneath the force of 2 legendary shinobi clashing. Yet hidden behind the chaos, an even older story had begun to awaken. Not the story of the 9 tails. Not the story of revenge. But the forgotten legacy of the Uzumaki clan. A power that could not be stolen. Could not be copied. Could not be inherited through blood alone. A power earned every single time Naruto chose another person's life over his own. And with every act of selfless protection, the invisible threads binding hearts across the shinobi world grew stronger. Unseen, unbreakable, waiting for the day their true purpose would finally be revealed. The battle on the Great Naruto Bridge finally came to an end. The mist slowly disappeared. The sound of crashing waves replaced the clash of steel. Zabuza lay on the bridge, badly wounded. A few steps away, Haku rested peacefully, his final sacrifice having protected the one person he cared about most. Naruto stood frozen. Tears rolled down his face. He hadn't known Haku for long. Yet somehow, it felt as though he had lost a friend. Naruto slowly walked toward Haku. He knelt beside him, then quietly whispered, "You weren't a tool, you were a person." Quote, "You loved, you protected, and because of that, you were a true shinobi." A warm breeze crossed the bridge. For just one brief moment, a single golden thread appeared between Naruto and Haku. Unlike the others, it wasn't unfinished. It shone brilliantly, then dissolved into countless tiny lights that floated toward the sky. Deep beneath the ruins of Uzumaki, the ancient chamber trembled one final time. Final bond of compassion confirmed. Heart-binding synchronization. 50%. A massive stone door slowly opened. Inside rested an ancient scroll. Across its cover were engraved the spiral crest of the Uzumaki clan in a single sentence. The greatest strength is the heart that chooses to protect, even when it breaks. The chamber fell silent once more. It would wait until Naruto was ready. Weeks later, Team 7 returned to Konoha. Life slowly returned to normal. Missions resumed. Training continued. The villagers celebrated the completion of the Great Naruto Bridge. Naruto smiled with everyone else. But inside, he had changed. Haku's words stayed with him. "I'll tell you about those golden threads." Even though Haku was gone, Naruto knew the mystery hadn't ended. It had only begun. One evening, Naruto sat alone on the Hokage monument. The village lights sparkled beneath him. He placed a hand over his chest. The familiar warmth returned. This time, he didn't fight it. He simply smiled. "I still don't know what you are. But if this power lets me protect the people I care about. Quote. Then I'll gladly carry it." The golden warmth pulsed once. Almost as if it answered. Far away, in a hidden valley untouched by time, the elderly Uzumaki survivor looked toward Konoha. He smiled. "So, you've taken your first step. The heart binding has accepted you." He turned toward a sealed shrine hidden beneath crimson torii gates. "It won't be long now. The child of prophecy will come searching for the truth." Quote. Back in Konoha, Kakashi watched Naruto from a distant rooftop. He lowered his book. "You're carrying a burden you don't even understand yet." He smiled beneath his mask. "But somehow, I think you'll carry it better than anyone before you." Quote. Naruto looked up at the stars. He remembered Iruka, Team 7, Haku, everyone he had protected. For a brief instant, tiny golden threads stretched across the night sky, connecting countless hearts. Then they vanished like shooting stars. Naruto laughed softly. "Guess I'm seeing weird things again." He stood up, adjusted his forehead protector, and looked toward tomorrow. He still dreamed of becoming Hokage. But now, without realizing it, he had already begun becoming something even greater. Not the strongest shinobi, not the most feared, but the one person whose kindness could unite hearts across the entire shinobi world. And somewhere in the darkness, ancient enemies had finally awakened. Not because they feared the Nine Tails, but because they feared the forgotten power of the Uzumaki clan. A power that no army could conquer. A power that no hatred could break. A power born from sacrifice, and strengthened by every life Naruto chose to protect. His greatest adventure had only just begun.